Hello everyone, this is Dr. Wallace. Have you ever wondered why so much time and emphasis is placed on understanding research questions, hypothesis statements, and variables in a research methodology course? Let's face it, when you look at these three items in a research proposal, they do not take up a lot of space. We spend more time discussing our research methodology, data collection and analysis, and prior research on our topic than we do on these three components in a research proposal. However, these three components are the foundation upon which any good research study is conducted. I want to take a few minutes and explain, at a high level, the role of each in a research proposal and study, and then show you how they are connected to each other. I think the best way to examine this subject is to begin with an example research topic. I can then demonstrate how these three components are connected by using this research topic as an example. Let's keep things easy and formulate a very simple topic. For the purposes of our lesson, I'm going to say that I want to examine the effects of a thermostat on room temperatures. Now, with this research topic established, let's begin by looking at our three components. Okay. Let's kick things off by looking at research questions. What is a research question? The research question is the way we succinctly define what we hope the research study will show us. We have identified a problem or issue that we think is important to study. Now the research question specifically identifies what part of that issue or problem we hope to answer or address. As implied by its name, our research question is presented in the form of a question. The type of question we are asking is often driven by the type of study we are conducting and our research methodology. Using our example topic, a potential research question that we might ask is, how does changing the thermostat setting impact a room's temperature? Now that we have a research question, let's go take a look at the role of the hypothesis. So, what is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is a prediction of what we believe the study will find, or put another way, the answer to the research question. A hypothesis is an empirical statement that can be verified based upon observation or experience. It is testable to be true or false through the research study findings. You will also sometimes hear reference to a null hypothesis, but let's save that for another lesson. Now, let's return to our research topic example and create a hypothesis. The hypothesis for our example study might be, changing the temperature setting on a thermostat up or down will cause the room temperature where the thermostat is located to change in the same way. We have made a prediction of how we think the research study will answer our question. Okay, let's move to the final piece of the puzzle, variables. Variables, my Achilles heel during my doctoral study days. That's right, I'll be the first to admit that this simple concept gave me a hard time when I was a student. Let me take a shot at breaking down variables as simply as possible in one slide. There are two types of variables, dependent and independent, also referred to as DV or IV. Okay, so what's the difference? Let's see if I can make this as simple as possible. The dependent variable is what we watch to see if a change is occurring, while the independent variable is the thing we manipulate to influence a change in the dependent variable. I understand this can get confusing. Perhaps if we go back to our example research topic, things will become a bit clearer. In this research study, the thermostat setting is my independent variable because it is the thing I have the power to change or alter. I am going to manipulate the independent variable to see if it creates a change in my dependent variable. The thermostat setting influences the room temperature, which is my dependent variable. The room temperature is my dependent variable because it is the thing I am watching to see if a change occurs when I alter the independent variable. Now, I manipulate my thermostat setting by moving it to a different temperature. I have just made a change that I predicted would influence my dependent variable. I will now watch my dependent variable, the room temperature, to see if a change occurs that matches the change I made to the thermostat setting, my independent variable. This is what I predicted with my hypothesis, so I want to watch how the room temperature, my dependent variable, is impacted when I make changes to the thermostat setting, my independent variable. Okay, now that we have a high-level understanding of these three components of a research proposal and study, let's see how they all work together. Let's connect those dots. The research question or questions that we create for the study specified what we want to answer or find out in the study. In other words, they put meaning to why our study is important. The hypothesis is our prediction of what we believe the study will find, or put another way, our predicted answer to the research questions. With the hypothesis, you are looking into your magic ball and telling everyone what you think the research study will find when all is said and done. In many cases, the research questions and hypothesis will be closely related, with the primary difference being that the hypothesis is presented as a statement, while the research questions are, well, to put this plainly, formatted as a question. Now let's see how the variables complete our puzzle. The independent and dependent variables are the components of our study that we manipulate and watch for outcomes. Since our hypothesis made a prediction, it is only logical that our variables have to be included in the hypothesis. Our hypothesis is where we show the relationship between the independent and dependent variables. While this is the logical flow for building many research studies, I cannot overstress the fact that a research proposal is a constantly evolving process. Until we have locked down all components of the research proposal and are ready to conduct the study, it is entirely possible that you may go back and tweak or change any one of these components based upon new information you uncover or updates that you make to one of the three components. Don't let this worry you though, because this is a natural occurrence when working the kinks out of your research strategy. Let's conclude by summarizing what we have covered. The research question is our way of stating what we hope the study will find or help us learn. Our hypothesis is our prediction statement of what we think the research study findings will show. Finally, our variables are the aspects of the study that we manipulate and observe to determine whether our hypothesis was correct. Thank you for taking the time to view this lesson. I hope the information that I have presented helps clarify why understanding research questions, hypotheses, and variables is so important in research methodology, and how these three work together to establish a strong foundation for a research study.